Hello everyone, I'm finally back filming. As you can probably hear, I am still ill. I'm definitely on the mend. I was like 50 to 100 times worse than this over the weekend. Today's Tuesday, by the way. But the reason I am here today is because I'm in a huge reading slump. Like a huge reading slump. So today, and you know, for a week or so, I'm not really too sure how long this video is gonna like go on for, but we are gonna try and get me out of this reading slump. I have a first edition because I pre-ordered, which is very exciting. But I'm so excited to read this one because I have read all of Holly Jackson's books now. She's got 5 out and I've read all of them and I loved all of them so much. I love Holly Jackson. I think her writing is so amazing. I love it so much. And she said that she feels like this is her best book yet. So I'm very excited to read it. She's kind of, ow, I just like pulled out some of my hair. She's kind of big, like she's thick. She's thicker than I was expecting. I actually haven't looked at how many pages without spoiling myself. It's 430 pages, so it's pretty long, but she is, you know, she does write some longer books. But this is definitely one of the first ones we're going to be picking up in this video because I'm just so excited to read it and like learn the story because it sounds very interesting. And then the next book I think I'm most excited to pick up in this vlog is Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. I'm finally getting around to reading this one. I've owned it for quite a few months now. And I do hope that I will really enjoy it based on, you know, what I've heard and what I know that it's about. It does sound like something that will be right up my street. So, you know, I'm hoping it follows through. The only thing I'm worried about is that in this book, apparently the fairies are portrayed more as like monsters, and that is not my favourite depiction. I kind of prefer to see them as actual people with feelings and emotions and complex, you know, just thoughts. And I don't know if that book is going to give me that, so we'll have to see. But hopefully, like, the other characters will outweigh that one little aspect. And then, what do I talk about next? My audiobook, which I'm going to be finishing today because I need to do my nails. And that is, damn, what's it called? The Housemaid. I have been listening to this, it's not focusing, and I literally have an hour and 47 minutes left, so I will most likely be finishing that one today. And I do have to say, it is very interesting. I think the main character is so unlikable, but I think that's intentional. Like, some of the things that she said, I'm just like, that is disgusting. Like, kind of a little bit of a spoiler, but there's like some issues with fertility in this book, and she basically had the thought process of like, oh, I could give him a baby when she can't give him a baby. I'm sorry, but that is such like a gross mindset. Like, it's not her fault that she can't give him a baby. Like, what? That's just, anyway, I really hate it when she has that thought because I think it's just so gross. But the plot is very interesting. I have to say, up until the twist kind of started to happen, I couldn't predict it, but the moment it started to switch, I think I've kind of got it. Like, I don't think it's gonna, you know, I don't know. But it was definitely more of an unexpected twist. You know, some twists are just like, yeah, guessed that within the first 10 pages, like saw that from a mile away. That's not what The Housemaid is, which is good. But I am intrigued to, you know, see what I think once I've finished it, because I do think it's kind of 50-50 on people thinking it's good, and then the other half of people are thinking that it's, you know, it's overhyped and it's not that good. So I'm definitely interested to see what I'm going to think once I've finished it today. And then on the Kindle, ignore Throttled, I think I'm going to soft DNF it, but I think we're going to start Flawless by Elsie Silver, which is the second book in the Chestnut Springs playlist. Just because I think part of the reason I'm slumping is because I'm really enjoying series, and then I'm trying to go into new ones without finishing the ones I was reading before, if that makes sense. So like I read Heartless. No. Wait, which one did I read? Flawless or... No, I read Flawless. We're gonna read Heartless. Oh my god. I've read Flawless. Sorry guys, I'm totally glitching. I've read this book. I read that one. We're gonna read Heartless. Yep, it says read. Heartless. We're reading Heartless. Because I read Flawless and then I just went into a different romance series, and I don't think that was the smartest move on my part. So for my Kindle book, we're gonna go back into the Chestnut Springs world, which I'm very excited about because it's a good series. And then we have two rogues. We have some rogue books, but that I want to finish one of them, not finish the other, but I do want to try and make some progress in it. Yeah, so the first one is Not Find Me, Shadow Me, which is one of two books in this novella bind-up, which is the next Shatter Me book that I need to read because I am reading the novellas. And this is one of Kenji's. They're both Kenji's in this bind-up, but we're just going to be reading the first one because then it's, I don't even know, Reveal Me? Defy Me. Defy Me is next. So I need to read this one and finally, you know, get back into Shatter Me, because it has been over a month, I think, since I've read a Shatter Me book. I don't think I finished one in March, which needs to change. I want to finish that series within the next couple of months. Like, within the first half of the year, Shatter Me needs to be finished, because I'm sick of it taking me like 3 years to finish series, okay? I'm so over it. I'm gonna be reading them consecutively from now on. So over it. So yeah, reading this, honestly guys, it's 75 pages. It's this. Easy. So easy. Don't know if it'll be done today, but when I do read it, I'll probably finish it in like one sitting. It's going to be so easy. I don't know if you can hear Winnie, but she's munching in the background. And then this is the roguest book of all rogues. I honestly wasn't sure if I was ever going to read this, but I was just looking at my shelves yesterday, and I was like, I'm intrigued by this. Like, let me see what the inside looks like, because it's not your typical, you know, book. You'll see. And then I looked in it and I was like, this looks so fun. And because I want to try and get through this whole world this year, this could be something that, you know, kind of helps me in that journey. And that is the Shadowhunters Codex. I know. Who reads this? Me. I'm going to read this. And I'm excited about it. Basically what happened, so I was looking at this and I was like, this is literally a history book for this huge, like, what? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 book. Well, I own 15 of them, but there's more. A 15 plus book world, and this is basically a history book for how the magic system works in it. How useful is that? I think we've overlooked the Shadowhunters Codex, and I'm gonna read it. And not only that, but it's annotated by Jace, Clary, and Simon, which also just seemed like a really fun concept to me. So obviously I will not be finishing this book in this vlog. I don't think this is the kind of book that you can sit and read like 100 pages of in one go. But throughout the next couple of months, I do really want to try and slowly make my way through this because it sounds so interesting. But those are all of the books that we're going to try and get through in this vlog. Well, no, we're not. I want to finish definitely 3, these 2 in the audiobook, and then with these ones we'll just see how it goes. Maybe we'll try and finish a 4th. I'm back a lot later and I have finished The Housemaid.
What was that?
Maybe you don't need to clean quite so loud. I don't know though. Maybe not. Yeah, I finished The Housemaid. I ended up downloading, the book was on Kindle Unlimited, so I ended up just downloading it and reading along with the audiobook for the last like 40 minutes. I've never heard someone wash up so loud in my life. Yeah, and I really liked the ending. It was very unbelievable. Maybe in a bad way? I don't really know. In thrillers, I feel like obviously they're crazy and stuff like that rarely, if ever, happens, but they have to be like rooted in reality. And sure, I guess what happened at the end of this book could happen, but of things that do happen in real life, it's probably like one of the least likely things. I don't know. It just seemed quite bizarre. I don't know. It wasn't like the craziest. It definitely could happen, I guess. It was just really weird. But I did really like the book. I gave it 3.75 stars, which is pretty solid. And I do think I'm going to read the next one. It was quite fun. And I did like the narrator, so maybe I'll get the audiobook. I don't know. But my cough has been getting worse by the minute. So I'm a bit scared to go out with my friend tomorrow because I hate coughing in public. Nearly choked in an assembly once because I didn't want to cough. As for what I'm going to pick up next, I definitely think it's going to be the reappearance of Rachel Price. However, I think I might start another book once I'm a little bit of the way into this one, because I've just finished a thriller and then this will be another thriller, and the other 3 books I've got are kind of like fantasy-esque vibes, so, you know, I don't want to load up on the same genre. Winifred! Hi, Wayne! Guys, if you are like cozy gamers and you play Stardew, has anyone played the new 1.16 update? Because it's been so fun. It's like early Wednesday evening now. What time is it? It's 6:30. And it's really sunny still, which is very exciting. I do have a small reading update before I go and sit down and do some reading. And I have my tea. Can you see in? That was difficult. So, this morning, while I was getting ready, I did end up listening to some of Stalking Jack the Ripper. It's funny how this has become kind of like a prevalent book in the vlog, and it wasn't even on the list. But I listened to an hour, but in like 2 times speed, or like 45 minutes, but in 2 times speed. So I listened to quite a bit of it. I'm over halfway done with chapter 5 now. And I have to say, I'm actually really intrigued by this, and I think I'm going to really, really enjoy it. I read the author's other series, the Kingdom of the Wicked series, and she started another one now as well. But I've read that and I really enjoyed it, and like I liked her writing style and stuff. So I knew that that really wasn't going to be a problem. It was more like the plot of the book. Am I going to enjoy it? And yes, I think I am. Do I think I've already guessed who the bad guy is in this book? Yes, because if you don't know, it's kind of like a murder mystery. It's called Stalking Jack the Ripper. I'm assuming where I'm at so far, you know, there's been some well, there was a murder and they kind of weren't expecting another one to happen that was so obviously like the same person. You know, serial killers weren't really a thing back then, but then there was, and you know, we don't know who Jack the Ripper is. Obviously in real life we don't know who Jack the Ripper is, but I'm assuming in this book, you know, one of the characters in the story, not necessarily anyone I have or haven't met yet, will be Jack the Ripper. And I do have a prediction on who it could be, and you know, I'm kind of hoping it's not, because I feel like it's really obvious. Not in like a bad way, like I'm still really enjoying it and I'm very curious. But for me personally, if it is the person that I'm guessing, it was very obvious. But I am loving it. I don't know if we're going to finish it in this vlog. I mean, to be honest, I only have 4 hours left of it. It's quite a short audiobook. Well, it's not. It's like 9.5 hours, but on 2 times speed. You know, that's not a lot. So we'll probably listen to a lot of it, I would imagine, because I think I'm going out at least once in this vlog. But then I also started, I haven't got the dust jacket on, the reappearance of Rachel Price. This one, I mean, can you even say I started it? I read 8 pages, which in the grand scheme of things is literally nothing. Like I may as well have not read anything, but I am intrigued by it. So straight off the bat, I've learned more information than, to be honest, I'm not gonna lie, didn't really read the blurb. I just kind of went for it. And we've kind of learned that Rachel Price is our main character, Belle's mother, and she went missing 16 years ago when Belle was 2 years old, I believe. And basically now, 16 years later, they're doing like a docu-series, like a documentary, about this disappearance. And basically where we've opened up is the film crew is there with Belle, you know, Rachel's daughter, and they're kind of asking her, what do you think happened to your mum? You know, like, you were with her when she went missing, like, what do you think happened? And she's like, I don't know, like, I was literally 2. And yeah, but we know from the blurb, and we know from the title of the book, she shows back up, and she's just been gone for 16 years. So this is what I'm going to sit down and read right now, and I'm hoping to get through quite a lot of it, because I am very intrigued on how this story is going to unfold. Holly Jackson, I nearly said Holly Black, Holly Jackson just does it so well, and I think, you know, I've read all of her other books and I loved every single one of them. So I have no doubt that I'm not going to like this. I'm just very curious to see how it happens, and I love this first edition. But yeah, I'm going to sit with my tea, and which I spilt. Yep, Leon's like, what? I spilled some tea on my way down. And I'm gonna sit and read some of this, and I will let you guys know, you know, if I get a decent way in, what I'm thinking of it. Hello everyone, let me move this out of the way, there we go. I have some updates, so it's the next day, and I did read, as you would have seen, a little bit of the reappearance of Rachel Price last night, and it is getting good, it's getting interesting, things are getting like shady, so obviously it's not a spoiler. But Rachel has reappeared, like, obviously the reappearance of Rachel Price. Like, I'm not spoiling you guys, I promise. She's come back, and it's just like, you know, everything's like a little bit questionable, because she just like showed back up, and it's like really weird circumstances. She's been gone for 16 years, and she kind of comes back, and her story just has some inconsistencies, and it's making, you know, some people curious, suspicious. I'm one of them. I am one of the people it is making suspicious. Obviously, you know, I have all of this left. I didn't say, but I'm only on page 113. Sorry, I'm just opening Stardew. But yeah, we're still very early on, and you know, she's back. So obviously something is gonna go down, and I'm so intrigued by it. I'm definitely gonna try and read a whole bunch more of this today, because it's just, yeah, I just love Holly Jackson's mind. She's so creative. But yeah, this is gonna be one big goal for today for sure. And then I also think I do want to get around to starting one of the other books that we want to read in this vlog. Kind of just popped into my head debating reading Kenji's novella, just to like get that out of the way. We can just, you know, get that read. But if not, I think I'll start either Heartless or Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. And I actually decided to like kind of I actually decided to make a TBR cart. So I've had this cart for literally years, like maybe 3 years, 4 years now actually, probably. I think I got it in 2020. So I've had this cart for 4 years. I originally used it for plants. And then, as you would have seen, I had like my K-pop albums on it, but I've decided to repurpose her to be the TBR cart. So what this means, I cannot fit my whole physical TBR on here. I mean, my whole physical TBR could probably take up one of these huge Billy bookcases, to be completely honest. So what this is any of my physical books that I want to get to imminently. And what I mean by that is probably pick them up within the next month or two. Dinner time for the cats. But yeah, so you guys can't really see it, to be honest. But on here we've just got, you know, like books I'm reading at the moment actually for this vlog. I've got them all here. And then some of the like fantasy books I want to get to, and then some romance, and also like down here, you can't see down here, there's just like some hardbacks and stuff that I want to get round to. But yeah, it's just like anything that I want to get to in the next couple of months, so that I can see it in front of me. And you know, like if I'm looking for a book to read, I'll kind of look here first, because these are the books that are like most important for me to get through. And down here I'm just filming. I was like looking for you. But yeah, I'm actually really excited about this, and I've cleared off both of these shelves, and I think that would be enough space. And then from now on, anytime I get any new books, if they fit, they're gonna go on here, because when I get a book, that should be top priority. I don't want books to sit on my shelves for like 3 years anymore. I want to read them, you know, quite quickly after I get them. So yeah, that's the idea of this, and even just looking at the books that are on here, like, it makes me feel more excited. to read than looking at the shelves and, you know, seeing some books that I don't really want to read right now, some books I do, some books I've already read. Like, it's a bit confusing. So to have this where it's all just, you know, new unread books I want to get to is really exciting. In terms of reading for this vlog, I did end up starting Heartless. I had a little Kindle moment in bed earlier, and I mean, I personally loved the first one. I don't think it's anyone's favourite, but I did really enjoy the first one, and this one is also really good. So in this one, we are following characters that we met in the first book, but it's not like the main characters from the first book, if that makes sense. So in this book, we are following Cade, who is a, you know, slightly older single dad who is like working on the ranch, and he needs help, like he needs someone to look after his son during the day when he's not there, because he has a 5-year-old son named Luke. And then we have our main girl, Willa, and I love her, to be honest, but she is Summer's best friend from the first book, and she's basically come in and she is nannying for him, you know. It was kind of like an interesting, like, it came about in an interesting way, and she isn't like a nanny by trade, but it's just for the 2 summer months, you know, while I'm guessing Luke isn't at school and stuff. And yeah, she's nannying him, and you know, Cade's like requirements when Summer was helping him get this nanny was like, you know, I don't want them to care about me whatsoever, like 0 interest in me, 100% interested in Luke, because they were interviewing this girl and it was clear she only wanted the job so that, you know, she could like get with Cade. And then they've hired this girl and they're like bickering, they're fighting, you know, like it's very much grumpy sunshine, and we all know where this is gonna lead, and I am excited for it. I'm not too sure on what the age gap is. I mean, there is kind of an age gap in this book. She's 25. I don't know how old he is, but I'm pretty sure like his brother from the first book was like 35, so he has to be, you know, at least older than that. So that is a little bit of an age gap, but yeah, I'm really enjoying Heartless. I think it's going to be really fun. I'm quite a little bit in, not loads, but I am 19% of the way through, and yeah, it's just, obviously it's just really fun. I'm just back to do like a tiny update because I honestly haven't read much, but I am really enjoying this book, so I still wanted to talk about it because I just have so many thoughts. Even though I can't give you like spoilery thoughts, I still wanted to update you because I read more of this last night, and then I actually had to put it down because I was like getting freaked out. I was like freaking myself out. It's not even like that creepy or scary, but I was just reading it and I was like, this is so wild, and if I was in that position I would be so scared, and like I wouldn't even know what to do. It was just like freaking me out, because yeah, this is good. I'd say, like, so obviously I've read all of them. I loved the original Good Girl's Guide to Murder, but the first one was definitely the best. And then I also read 5 to Survive. This so far is definitely better than 5 to Survive, and I would maybe say, I'd say maybe it's on par, if not becoming slightly better than the last 2 books in A Good Girl's Guide. I don't think anything can beat A Good Girl's Guide. I think that is just like a phenomenal book. I do think this could be the last book for sure, and maybe the second book, because it's just, yeah, it's really good. And I'm not gonna lie guys, the concept of this video is working. I'm steadily and fastly coming out of this reading slump. And yeah, it's mainly to do with this book, but like all of the books that I've been reading so far in this vlog are just like, I've made some good picks. And then aside from this book, I did also listen to more of the Stalking Jack the Ripper audiobook this morning while I was getting ready for university. And where am I now? I have 2 hours and 46 minutes left. Yeah, I've got like 2 hours and 46 minutes left. I say I'm like 35, nearing on 40% of my way through this book. And I'm also really enjoying this. I think the, like, I want to say murder mystery, because obviously there wasn't a murder in the reappearance of Rachel Price, but like the murder mystery like kind of vibes in books is steadily becoming one of my favorites. It wasn't a genre that I really read before like the end of last year, but now I've been reading it a lot, and I have a lot more, as you would have seen on like my TBR card, I have a lot more of that genre to read, and I'm really loving it because yeah, Stalking Jack the Ripper is good. It's really fun. I quite like the narrator because obviously I'm listening to the audiobook. The plot is interesting, you know, it's getting me guessing. I'm kind of sat there listening, and in my head I'm like making theories and notes, and I'm just like, what could that mean, you know?
Oh my god.
I do have theories, but I think I'm being led that way. Like, I think the author has like, I'm like a pig and she's got like a little carrot on a stick, and she's making me want to believe this like person is potentially responsible. Whoops, I hit something.
Oh my god.
So I don't know if I'm actually right, because I do feel like I'm very heavily being influenced to like like have the theories that I have. Sorry if you can hear Leon in the background, he's gaming. But yeah, so I won't, obviously I can't say my theory because it would be a spoiler, but I don't think my theory is right. Like I said, I think I'm being led on. I think we're gonna have a little bit of a plot twist. I kind of have two people who I think could be responsible for the happenings in this book, and I'm intrigued, but I'm really loving it. Like I said, I already kind of knew that I would, because I've read the Kingdom of the Wicked, where is it up there? Kingdom of the Wicked, oh, it's laying down. Kingdom of the Wicked series, and I love her writing, so yeah, and with my newfound love for not only like Victorian-esque era set books, also murder mystery, like I'm just eating it up. I'm like, when can I listen to this audiobook? I'm like, maybe I should do this so that I can listen to the audiobook, because I'm just like obsessed. But those are my reading updates. I already told you about the amount of Heartless I read yesterday. I think I did. I haven't read any more, but I've seen all over TikTok that it's everyone's favourite. It's everyone's favourite in the Chestnut Springs series. And I've seen a couple like lights, and I'm just like, I can't wait to read it. So I'm definitely gonna, you know, get around to reading more of all of these books today, and the weekend is approaching, so, you know, over the weekend as well. It's maybe been like 3 hours and I've finished The Reappearance of Rachel Price. I literally finished it like 2 seconds ago, so I definitely need to like sit with my thoughts a bit for a rating, but I'm thinking maybe 4.5 stars right now, just roughly thinking 4.5, because this was so good. This was really good. I think it's my second favourite book that I've read of hers that she's written. It was just, yeah, it was really good. I don't know if you guys, or if I said, but I'm pretty sure I was on page like, I don't remember, but I was like 40, I know I was 40% of the way through, and obviously now I've finished it. I read like over 200 pages in one sitting, like just now in my desk chair, didn't even like move, sit in the bed, anything. I just sat and finished this, and yeah, like I said, I loved it. It was really good. The reason it's not quite 5 stars is because, like a lot of mystery books, it started to get mildly far-fetched at the end. You know, the big careful, man. The big reveal, I was like, yeah, okay, like that's crazy, but that's totally like, yeah, I can see how that would happen. And then after that, a few more things happened, and I was like, this is a bit too crazy now, you know? It was still so good, but yeah, that's just why it's not quite 5 stars, because it was literally wild. Like, it was insane. I was literally just reading it like, what is going on? I was so overwhelmed, but in a good way. The plot was just amazing. And yeah, I loved it. Definitely had it wrong. Didn't guess anything close to what the truth was. It was insane. Yeah. Did not guess any of this one, which I love because I find so many books so predictable that this was, yeah, really refreshing. Loved it. Kind of sad it's finished now because, you know, no more Holly Jackson books, but hopefully the Good Girls Guide movie, TV show will be out maybe later this year. I don't know when it's coming out, but this, yeah, I'm thinking 4.5. It was so good. I loved the characters. I just love at the end of mystery like novels when everything just gets revealed and you're just reading it like, whoa, this is crazy, you know, because that's what was happening. But yeah, we finished the first book for the vlog, and honestly, I'm gonna keep reading for this vlog, but it's already been successful. I'm not in a reading slump anymore, but I did have a really nice, you know, stack of books, and I would like to at least finish one other and start Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies before, you know, we close up this vlog. We've only completed one whole book, so, you know, this isn't a reappearance of Rachel Price vlog. This is a getting out of a reading slump vlog, and we have done that, but we can do it even more, you know? So I'm going to update my journal and my Goodreads about this book. That is the most fun part about finishing a book, is getting to do all of those things. And then, yeah, I'm going to start making my way through some more of Heartless, the Chestnut Springs book, and then I also do want to start Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia at some point. It's the next day once again. I'm back with an update. I've got my my tea in my creeper mug. And I started Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies last night. And I'm on chapter... oh. There's no chapter numbers. There's only dates. But I'm 65 pages in. Last night I only got about 19 pages in. This is not the kind of book that you want to start at 11 o'clock at night when you're tired and about to fall asleep. Didn't go well, couldn't really, like, I wasn't into it enough for it to, like, wake me up, which is not me, you know, saying, like, the book is hard to get into. I think it's just a very particular, like, writing style, and there's a lot of technical terms and words and, like, you know, the writing style is kind of like, so it's very academic, actually. It's obviously fictional, like, it's academic about something that isn't real. Sadly, there is no fairies, guys. Don't know if you knew that. They don't exist. But this is written like, obviously they do exist, and very technical. She's writing an encyclopedia about fairies, all different types. In this world, obviously, you know, you've got your, you can't see them. You've got your Sarah J Maas fairies, which are basically humans, immortal beings that physically look like humans. They're just like a bit buff, and they've got loads of magic. And then you've got like holly black fairies that are like the Seelie and the Unseelie, and you know, they still look like humans, but they're more trickstery, folklore-y. In this, there's like so many different types of fairies. Loads. There's like little ones that like don't look like humans. There is big ones that do look like humans, but you can't really ever get too close to the big ones that look like humans. Like, people haven't really been able to study them all that much. And yeah, with the like little fairies, there's like so many different types, and in this book they've kind of discovered that Seelie and Unseelie don't really mean anything, so it's like a whole different realm of fairies. Reading this book, I have come to the conclusion that unless it's Sarah J Maas writing like those specific kinds of Sarah J Maas fairies, like if anyone else is trying to do it, don't really like it. I do prefer this type, but it's interesting because in this book, you know, they're not, or at least thus far we haven't seen any fairies that are like people. So it's just very interesting and very different, but because of that, you know, like, it is very technical, and there's even footnotes on some pages, which I kind of love. I think that's so cool. Wait, I'm trying to like, you know, there's like little footnotes, and there'll be like a star, like corresponding and stuff on the page to show you like what the footnote is about, obviously. But yeah, I am really enjoying this. It honestly, if I don't know how many people have read the Veronica Speedwell series, but in terms of writing style, it's very similar. Because obviously in Veronica Speedwell, she's a lepidopterist. I think that's how you say it. Like, she studies butterflies. And the text in that is also very academic and stuff when it's talking about that, and that's what this is like. But it is very interesting. And I am enjoying it, and just now, I like couldn't put it down. I was like, I need to get up, tidy, and like do some uni work. And I was like, okay, let me stop in the middle of this chapter. And then I kept reading, and then I was like, okay, I might as well just finish the chapter now, you know? Like, I'm enjoying it. So I do recommend, I'm definitely going to try and get through some more of this today. I'm also annotating this one. I haven't got too many tabs just yet. And my key literally consists of 2. Magic System and Romance, but really instead of Romance it should just say Love, because the pink tab I've used so far is not for Romance. It was just for like a quote I liked. So I don't know, but yeah, that's where I'm at with this. I'm enjoying it, and this is probably going to be my main focus for today, but obviously if anything changes I will let you guys know. I'm going to go and tidy and finish off my creeper tea. Hello everyone. Wait. We were a bit dark. Is this a bit bright? I don't know. Maybe. But I'm back. Honestly, I've not been doing too good. I've not been doing too good with the premise of the video reading. Well, you're gonna think that that's not true based on what I'm about to say. But basically, I haven't read any more of Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies, which is why I feel like I've fallen off a bit. I haven't read any of this for the last, like, 36 hours or something like that. Like, I literally haven't read any of this today. I don't think I read any of it yesterday. Maybe 48 hours, honestly, maybe more. I'm going to try and read some of this today though, I think. However, I have done some other reading, so I haven't completely fallen off. I just haven't been reading, you know, what I should have been reading. I read Kenji's novella, Shadow Me. I read it, it was good. I did appreciate the different perspective more so in this one as opposed to the last novella, which was Adam. Ew. I love Kenji. I think everyone loves Kenji. Kenji is the funniest character ever. He's great. I do really enjoy, you know, his presence, his story, his perspective. It was all great. However, Tahara Murphy's novellas do follow the last 100 pages of the previous book, just from a different perspective. And because of that, you know, it wasn't like the best thing ever. Like, a lot of it was just recapping what I'd already read. There wasn't too much like new information. There was a little bit of new information which completely changes the game for the next book on what we know but what our main character doesn't know, which is fun. But other than that, you know, it wasn't giving too much. I've decided to not rate these anymore because I think it's kind of unfair to rate them. Like, there's not, it was like 75 pages, you know, there's not a lot to go off of. But it was good. I mean, I think they're kind of necessary reads for the crumbly crumbs of information, bonus information that you get from them. but I did read it, so, you know, technically another book. And then I have been listening to a little bit of the Stalking Jack the Ripper audiobook. And things are happening. I'm on chapter 18 now. Things happen, things are happening. I'm very intrigued. To be honest, I do really think I'm gonna enjoy this, like, you know, in its entirety. I'm already enjoying it a lot, but when I'm done, you know, in its entirety, I think I'm gonna really enjoy it. I Just Love a Murder Mystery is already making me like want to pick up another one. I think they're just so much fun. But yeah, it's really good. Obviously you can't give too many thoughts because it gives away everything pretty much, but just know some interesting things are going down, and I'm very intrigued to see how they're going to play out and what our main character, you know, is going to do to try and solve this mystery. I sound like a pitch for a Scooby-Doo episode. I don't know what's going on. But those are my updates. I promise, you guys, I pinky promise, I'm going to try and read more of this today and tomorrow. The next update I come back with, I want to have read at least 100 more pages of this book. So, you know, you may see me tomorrow, you may see me in a week. It really depends on how quickly we get through this book, but hopefully I can read some of it, like literally right now today, because I was really enjoying it and I want to keep going with it because I think it's such an interesting premise and concept. Good afternoon, everyone. It is the next day. I'm just giving you like daily updates at this point, and I kind of did what I said I wanted to do in the last clip, and I kind of didn't. So let's talk about it. I did read a lot yesterday evening after I was done with all of my like uni work and everything, and we made progress in, you know, the two of the books that we actually spoke about in the beginning of this video. We've made progress. So with Emily Wilde, I did make some progress, not a crazy amount though. I can't remember where I said I was last time. I don't remember, but I'm now on page 96, which again, there's no chapter numbers or anything, but it's the 31st of October, Halloween. Although I don't know if Halloween is like, you know, existing in this world. I am definitely enjoying it. I think I need to stop picking it up at like 11 o'clock at night though, because it's definitely, you know, a book that requires a little bit more brain power. So I think I'm gonna try and read more of this like when I'm taking breaks from my work instead of in the evening, because I'm too tired in the evening and I'm getting through like 20 pages max, and I'm definitely enjoying it enough to, you know, like read a lot of it quite quickly. I'm just picking the wrong time of day to pick it up, so I need to, you know, interweave this into my working periods a little bit more. But I am really enjoying it. We're learning more about like the magic system and some characters that have shown up, which is interesting. We're also learning more about like the customs of the townspeople, I would say, because they're on like an island that's off the coast of Finland, I think it was, Finland. Hrafsvink? Scandinavian words are so impossible to pronounce, I don't even know why. But yeah, that's kind of what's going on with this one. I am enjoying it, and that's why I want to read it at better times, because I want to get through it. I don't want to be reading it this slowly. So hopefully, you know, I'm going to do some work after I film this clip, and then maybe when I take a break from that, I'll read some more of this. Maybe. What we did make progress with last night though, literally at like 12 AM I picked this up, and this is a low brain power book for sure, and that is Heartless by Elsie Silver. We made about, I read about 20% of this book last night. I'm now like 170-ish pages in, I think, and it is phenomenal. Honestly, I'm predicting like a 6-star read for this one because it's just so good. I love the male love interest and the female like equally. I think Willa is so cool, and I just love like her energy and her kind of like I don't care vibe. Not in like a I don't care about anything, but kind of like I don't care what people think, like I'm gonna protect the people I love vibe. I love that. I like Cade. I love how grumpy he is, I have to admit. Like, he's so grumpy, but I love it. I think he's great. I love little Luke. I think he's adorable. Every time he's in the book, I'm just like, he's so cute. He's just like so adorable. And then obviously I love the presence of Summer and Rat and the hockey guy and the other brother, I forget their names, and the dad, who is called, I don't remember anyone's names, but I'm loving the presence of everyone. I love like the big family vibes of this. It's just been so good. And yeah, I'm 38% of the way through, so we're really getting there. I'm assuming that we're gonna hit some romantic scenes soon. But those are my updates. I'm gonna go do some work and then hopefully read some of Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. I feel so far away from you guys, but I just wanted to give you like a different angle so that, you know, this vlog doesn't get boring. But I finally have a decent update for you guys with Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. Honestly, it's been a few days since I've updated you guys, and I am having to take, you know, my time with this slowly because of all the work that I have to do for uni at the moment. But so I'm on page 189 and I'm quite far in because if you don't know, this book is like 310 pages left, so I only have about 120 pages left, which isn't a lot. I'm definitely, you know, like I think I'm nearly 60% of the way through, and I'm definitely enjoying it. I'm having so much fun. I think the beginning was a little bit slow, and I think it took a little while to kind of get to the point, I guess you could say. Like for a lot of the book I was like, this is cool, but I don't really like know what this book is actually about. I feel like, yeah, it kind of took a while. Like, because she's in this town and she's kind of trying to learn about all the different kinds of fairies that they have in this town and stuff, but then that was kind of it, and I was like, surely there's like something bigger that's gonna happen, and that's gonna kind of be like the plot of the book. And there definitely was, but I do kind of think I was wrong, and the plot is kind of more filled with
lots of like smaller things as opposed to like getting to this one huge thing that's going to consume like the whole plot, if that makes sense. But I don't necessarily dislike that. I think it's kind of working as well for this sort of writing style, because the writing style is every chapter is actually like an entry, and it's got like a date, and it's like basically her recounting the events for her encyclopedia. Like this book is basically her writing entries for her encyclopedia, which I didn't know, so this is also, you know, an interesting writing style and like format, I guess you could say. I'm loving the little footnotes. I love knowing fantasy worlds in almost like a textbook sort of way. I find that really, really interesting, and I always think, you know, if these worlds really existed, I would actually read non-fiction books because it would just be so interesting. And that's kind of giving that like interwoven with an actual story. Like sometimes you get so into the entries that you don't really...
I'm not sure about that.
Okay. You kind of get so wrapped up in the entries that you don't even really realise that this is kind of like fiction, non-fiction. I don't even know. Because, yeah, I don't know. But it's really interesting. I'm liking it a lot more than I thought I would after reading like the first little portion of it. Because when I read the first little bit and it took me like so many days to read like 50-60 pages, I was like, maybe like I'll like this book, but maybe it won't be, you know, like my most favourite thing. Like maybe it's not really for me. But now that I've like read more, obviously I'm a very hefty weight in, and guys, all of this bit is not the book. This huge chunk at the back is the beginning of Map of the Otherlands, and then for some reason, I guess they must have the same publisher, but then there's some of Half a Soul by Olivia Atwater, so that was a bit random. But I do want to read that book, so maybe I'll read the little beginning bit and see if I'm into it. But yeah, so this book is actually not as long as it looks like it is. Look. Like, I read this and I have this left, so I'm really getting that. I think I'll probably finish it. So it's Wednesday today. You're never going to be able to see that because I have like baby pink text. But I'll probably manage to get around to finishing it in a couple of days. But it's definitely picking up, like I'm picking up this book now and actually managing to get through a decent amount of it and not just reading like 10 pages every time I pick it up. Like, I just read some this morning and I did read like a lot. Hold on, should I try to figure out how much? I think I read maybe like 25-30 pages, which still isn't a lot, I know. Reading this book is definitely slow. Like, honestly, if I were doing a 24-hour readathon, I wouldn't pick this one. I do think you kind of take your time getting through it. I think it does. Yeah, it takes a while. But that's not, like, to say it's a bad book. Do you know what I mean? It's just, like, a lot of information is packed onto these pages, and it's a slightly more, like, intellectual, like, writing style and stuff, so I don't know. Hello everyone. It's now Saturday. It's now Saturday the 13th of April. Please excuse my appearance. I just can't be bothered to get ready today. My fringe is looking a little wonky, but that's okay. I am here to wrap up the vlog, but first we do have a package to open from Mr. Bezos. So I got my student finance yesterday, so I had to order a couple of books. I mean, come on. And I'm very excited about both of these books, and I'm debating filming a vlog with them. You guys can't tell me if I should do that or not, because most likely I will have finished these by the time this vlog goes up, but I might, so who knows. But yeah, these are exciting. So let's start with this one. The first one I picked up is The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston. If you have been living under a BookTok and a BookTube rock, this is a very, very popular book at the moment, and it basically follows this girl. And this girl, our main character Clementine, she like lives in this apartment, and one day there's just a man like stood in her kitchen, and she's kind of like, what? And it turns out that he is from 7 years in the past. Basically this apartment like time travels almost 7 years into the past, and I'm guessing there's going to be a romance between these two characters across those years. I don't even really know how to explain it, but everyone has been talking about this book. Everyone says it's incredible and it's really sad and emotional, and I'm here for all of these things. So hopefully, you know, I really enjoyed this one. And then the next book, okay, she's kind of chunky. This is Abby Jimenez. How do you even say that plural? Jimenez's? This is Abby Jimenez's new book called Just for the Summer. Again, this like kind of just came out and everyone has been talking about it. I am also really excited for the like premise of this book, because basically we're following these two main characters and they both have this curse where when they date someone, after they break up they go on to find their soulmate. And they both have this, so they like meet over Reddit and they think, you know, maybe if we date each other we'll cancel out, you know, the curse and we'll both go on to meet like our soulmates. I think we can all guess where this is going to go, but yeah, I'm also so excited for that one. So yeah, these are the two books that I ordered. I'm very excited about the both of them, and I can't wait to get around to them. Oh, I love the cover of The 7-Year Slip. Okay, now we need to wrap up the vlog because I have not updated you guys in a while and we've made some progress. Winnie! When? What can you see? I don't know what's going on. But yeah, we've made some progress. So I'm just going to go through and talk about the books that we finished in order of me finishing them, pretty much. So obviously the first book we read together in this vlog was The Reappearance of Rachel Price. This was so amazing. I had just such a fun time reading this, and I'm kind of sad like it's over. Oh, I do actually have an exciting update in relation to this author, Holly Jackson. I managed to get tickets for her talk at is it St James's Church? I think next to like Piccadilly Waterstones on the 1st of May. So I'll probably be vlogging that, and it can feature in like, I don't know, a birthday vlog, because my birthday is the next day. But I'm so excited about that. So I'm gonna be seeing her talk live about this book. Can't wait. But yeah, this was phenomenal, and if you are thinking about getting into the like mystery genre, or you know, you're already into it and you're looking for a new read, this was incredible and I really recommend this one. Sorry, I'm so popular. Then the next book we finished was Shadow Me by Tahara Murphy. This was definitely a fun time. I don't know if the Shatter Me novellas are my favourite thing, because they do just kind of recap the last 100 pages of like the actual novels, but just from like a different perspective. So I don't know if it's like, you know, groundbreaking. I've decided to not rate them from now on because I think it's kind of unfair, because they're not very long, they're not really doing much, is literally 75 pages. Like, as novella goes, this is a short one, you know? But it was still a fun time because I love Kenji so much. And I feel like, you know, it is fun to read these because you do get a tiny smidgens of information that can be useful when reading the next book. And that definitely did happen with this one, but, you know, if you want to skip them, I also think that would just be fine. Like, I don't think it's that big of a deal. But it was still fun. And then, what we haven't spoken about, because I finished both of them last night, I was on my reading game last night. So we did end up finishing Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. Yes. I finished this one up last night. I had about like 110, 15 pages left when I picked it up last night, and I managed to just sit down and read the whole thing in one go because the plot got, like, those last 100 pages were very, very interesting and I had a lot of fun. I definitely think with this one, the second half of the book is a lot stronger than the first half. In the first half, I was kind of like, what's the plot? What's the point? Like, what are we, you know, doing here? But then in the second half, you kind of find out, you know, there's multiple things that are the plot and they all kind of start happening and stuff. And I don't know, it was really fun. I ended up giving this one 4 stars. I think it was a very, you know, solid 4 stars. I think the end of the book really raised up the rating. Not that the first half was good, it just took me a while to get into it, I would say. But then, yeah, the second half of the book was just really, really fun. And I had a good time. And I do think I will pick up the second one sometime soon. And then we finished Heartless by Elsie Silver. I'm honestly devastated that I finished it. I was 70% of the way through this book when I picked it back up again last night, and I just, you know, my Kindle was telling me I only had, I'm sorry guys, I can't get my words out today. What is happening? I only had an hour left of reading time according to my Kindle when I picked it up last night, so I was like, you know what, it's only like 10 p.m, I'm just gonna finish it. And I did. And it was so incredible. I didn't think I would like the single dad nanny trope, the age gap trope. I didn't think I would be into those as much as I was, but I loved every single element of this book. It was so good. I had so much fun. I nearly cried a couple of times because Luke is just so cute. Luke is the main love interest, Cade. It's his son. And oh yeah, also just there being like a kid in the book. I'd never really read anything like that before and I wasn't sure how I was gonna feel about it, but I loved it. I'm honestly so sad it's done. I'm so sad. I'll definitely, you know, be getting round to the next one soon. Like, definitely sooner rather than later. I'm not even sure who the next one is about. I don't remember, but I'm so looking forward to reading the next one. I didn't even say, but I gave this 5 stars, obviously. At the time of my life reading this book, Elsie Silver just knows how to write romances. This is like the epitome of grumpy sunshine. It's just, it's good. But yeah, those are the books we managed to finish in this vlog. So we managed to finish 4. Oh, the Stalking Jack the Ripper audiobook, I'm still not done with that one. Let me check. Ow. Let me check how long I've left. I only have an hour and a half left. Oh man, I kind of wish I tried to get it finished for the vlog, but it's fine. We have an hour and a half left of that, and maybe I'll update you guys about that one in another vlog. But yeah, this is what we read. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will say it was a success. I am no longer in a reading slump. Honestly, wasn't really in a reading slump after I finished this one, but then I slowed down in the middle, so I kept going. But after finishing these 2 last night, you know, we're not in a reading slump anymore. So look forward to some more reading vlogs, because I, you know, definitely in a reading mood, want to read these 2. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please subscribe and like the video if you did enjoy it, and I will see you guys in my next one. Goodbye!